guys, good morning. Guess what are the two most powerful words in English language? The two most powerful words in English language are I and am. That is, I am. Why do you think these two are the most important words? Why? Guys, what you speak after I am and what do you believe after I am is going to control your decisions and shape your life. How? That's the most important question again, which arises all in your minds. Guys, if you believe that you're powerful and if you believe you're capable of doing any sorts of things in order to achieve greater things, then you attempt to do that things, right? And if you talk into your life resilience and determination, which is helpful to overcome any type of situation, then you're ready to face any type of situation and any type of hurdles which you actually come across in your life. Don't you think my words are kind of motivating you? Right? So today our main topic of discussion is staff motivation, which plays a vital role in the lives of all the human beings. Not only the people who are working in this organization, but also for the students, for the kids, and for all human beings right over there. Guys, be fearless in the pursuit of life where it sets your soul on fire. I need not explain this particular quote because the quote has that sense of intensity where it is self-explanatory to itself. Am I right or not? Right? Guys, I find I try to I'm so much enthusiastic. At the same time, I'm so curious in order to explain your motivation, not only now, but even then when I was actually a student in 11th and 12th class, I was awaiting to listen to this chapter. I don't know what actually used to bring me that excitement. Guys, but now today I find people saying that if there is a project in front of them and they have to accomplish it in any manner, there are people even there to criticize you, your managers, your team leaders, because you don't have lots of expertise, you're a junior, you're a fresher, blah 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 blah, and all sorts of nonsense. So for them, your more motivating answer should be if people are doubting you how far you can go, just say them, I'll go so much far that I won't even be able to hear you. So that's the type of motivation which you actually should get from within. And that is not an influential motivation. Guys, though there is a concept of motivation originating from the outside factors also, but I actually and personally don't believe it. I don't believe it because self-motivation is there, guys, and we have that in our own hands, and why do you want even to spoil it, right? So today, learning about staff motivation in the perspective of an employer and an employee in a particular organization. And individuals' motivation is essential to achieve higher performance. Why? Guys, when you're highly motivated and when you're paid very much highly, you have so many incentives, you have so many bonuses, you have so many high promotive offers, that itself motivates you from within to work for the organization. Am I right or not? Right. So before going into definition given by many scholars, guys, many scholars have given so many types of definitions to this particular concept called motivation. But still, I try to find easy methods in order to explain to you. And at the same time, there is one particular definition given by C.C. Pinder, who has given the motivation in a very simpler terms. There is just 2 lines, but when you understand the underlying meaning over it, that's very easy for you to understand. And we have to raise our standards even learning such a complex concepts. I'll tell you why motivation is complex also in my upcoming verses. Okay, now before getting into the definition, I just wanted to say, what do employee actually feel about motivation? This is a part of a research which I've actually done. Guys, motivation is the process that induces the employees to work, right? So, but we human beings have so many deviations, right? We have so many urges, we have so many desires, we have so many wants, that you wanted to buy a BMW, you wanted to buy a Fortuner, you wanted to buy a house in Banjara Hills. I'm not stereotyping, but I'm just saying You have so many desires, and having desires is also a very good attribute which an individual should have. But do you know what this type of I'm compiling them and calling them as forces. What do these do? These forces create a tension over the employee, over the individual, and compel him to work for the realization of that particular goal. Actually, it compels you. Having a goal is better, but it should not compel you to do something, right? That's a type of a small research which I actually wanted to state to you. Guys, if a person tends to work so much hard and his goal is being accomplished, then he'll feel satisfied and rewarded. But if not, then what is his position? Demotivating. And you have so many health issues also then. For demotivation also there is a self issue. There's a health issue. So guys, that is just your inner state of urges that leads to a goal-oriented behavior, and which thereby deals you your outcomes of your desired needs. So this is how our life circle goes. Your inner state of disequilibrium, that is your urges, lead to a goal-oriented behavior, right? And your third would be your outcome of a need getting satisfied, or again a need getting fulfilled. So this is again comes back as a feedback. Again you have a new desire. This is an entire circle of everyone's individual life. That's a bitter reality. So coming back to the definition given by C.C. Pinder, motivation is the set of energetic forces which arise not only from within, both from within as well as from outside the individual's being, to what? To initiate work related behavior and to determine its form, intensity and direction. What is this form, intensity, direction? Guys, this set of energetic forces not only create an urge within you to complete the task, but also they mend your way into a proper form, into a proper direction, which has an accurate intensity to accomplish the task. Which have the accurate intensity to accomplish the task, right? So that's why I find this definition so apt for this particular topic called motivation. Just before few minutes ago, I asked you something. I told you that I'll be stating in my upcoming verses. What was that? Why motivation is complex. Complexity of motivation. Why do you think motivation is complexive? Guys, human motives, we human beings have so many deviations, as I already said. Our human motives are very complex and sometimes even conflicting also. Guys, your motives differ from age to age, your maturity level to your maturity level, that is your increase in your maturity level, your age, your goals, your form, all this gets changed. Because when you are an LKG student, your motive to complete an homework would be a chocolate, or would be an outing on a Sunday, or going out to an exhibition. As a graduate, what would be your motive is your proper job. And when you are a job holder, then what would be your motive is to buy a new car or settle down in a very good place with your family. Your motives have been changing. The intensity of the motives are also changing. So here, what is the major motivating factor of an employee in an organization is your salary, your remuneration. So I take use of these motivators and sharpen your motive in order to induce you to the goal-oriented behavior. So that's why I call motivation as a complex topic. Not only to discuss, but also it is complex enough as an attribute also. Guys, what is the major difference between motivation and satisfaction? Motivation and satisfaction. Guys, motivation is identified as a driving force from within in order to complete a particular task, whereas satisfaction is an expression of contentment. So, in a simpler terms, I'll tell you, motivation implies a drive towards an outcome. It implies a drive from within towards an outcome. but your satisfaction is the result of an experienced outcome. There's an outcome which you already have arrived, and you are experiencing the phase of how you're enjoying your work there. You're enjoying the result of your work, the result of your hard work. You're enjoying there. So this is a kind of satisfaction, guys. A person who have high job, who is having high motivation in his job and low satisfaction level. Are you understanding? Then these two words are interchangeably used. At the same time, they are vice versa. The highly motivated person with a low job satisfaction will obviously look for another job. But whereas people with low motivation and high satisfaction will actually perform low. So both these words should have a balance. And you can make it in a simpler statement saying that poorly motivated people can nullify even the soundest organization. That is the power of motivation. That is the sense which motivation makes in your life. People think motivation is just a word, and people tend to guys, there are many people out there, if they feel they are not able to accomplish a particular task, they still watch so many motivational videos right over there on YouTube. Because when you feel you feel deprived about yourself from within. Why? When you have so much of creativity, when you have so much of expertise and knowledge, you shouldn't be deprived of yourself. You are in order decreasing your capability. You are so much capable enough in order to accomplish so many type of hurdles. You can overcome any type of situation. You can handle a crisis situation with your fingertips. Then why the hell do you even want it to degrade your capabilities? Don't ever do that, guys. Don't ever. Not only for the people who are listening to this, but for all the people right over there, don't degrade yourself. Guys, if people are tending to say something, but you are worth in at least one of the profession which you are actually professing. So have courage and try to have that type of willpower within you, which will act as your motivation. I told you, I won't believe in an external force motivation, but I believe in your self-motivation. We are so much self-motivated from within, so we have to work on it. Now, guys, we have so many managerial approaches to this motivation. Like traditional managers usually have 3 distinct approaches, like how to know and which type of motivators can be used in order to increase the motivation. So today we are going to look into those 3 approaches. They are very small. We're going to look into them. So first is your economic model. What does this economic model assume? The economic model assumes the money as a main and head and sole motivating factor of an employee in an organization, of any human being working in any type of organization. So when you try to pay more to the employee, what things can the employee do? He can work beyond the office hours. He can even be able to accept an unpleasant word, and he can show high performance, high efficiency, high productivity. So if he is offered more monetary packages, then he will be tend to do all such sorts of things, and that also increases their motivation. That's the most important factor. That's the reason only for this type of employees, Taylor has differentiated a wage plan for them, so that it makes a major difference between an efficient employee and an inefficient employee. The efficient employee will obviously pay high, and the inefficient employee will obviously pay low. So that's the type of strategy which Taylor has suggested. Then coming to social model. The social model attempts to make this work experience socially pleasant. Like people, you'll have acceptance over there. You'll have democratic leaders where people say what people says comes first. So you will have socially and generally accepted principles of the organization, and that is so called there. Your work is being accepted, no burden of work, you have flexibility, and you have pleasant and proper working conditions. That itself is an intangible motivating factor that motivates you. That's an intangible motivating factor that's motivating you, right? Then coming to your nature of work model. Guys, the nature of work approach helps employees are like, I'll try to judge you whether you're willing to work, or if you want me to make any changes in your work atmosphere, I'm ready to make them in order to motivate you. Because if I motivate you, what will be my outcome? What will be my outcome? My outcome would be high productivity, increasing the fame, increasing the reputation in the market. At the same time, my employees are trustworthy is a statement which I actually released, and that's also vital in increasing the motivation of an employee, right? So these three were traditional approaches then given by various business studies scholars, but still there were many because of the change which happens in the environment, people also tend to change. Though now economic model is still in use, because still people find money as a sole motivating factor, right? Sole motivating factor. And sometimes this social and nature of work approach doesn't work well and doesn't even suit some type of organizations, because some organizations have so much dynamic rules and regulations that they are not flexible enough to change, and sometimes socially present. And today we are living in an area where we are not working in such a spacious organizations, some organizations. So these type of approaches are not being accepted now, but you have various other factors which try to motivate people. Now we have been we have been fledged with the knowledge about what is motivation, your approaches of motivation, and the difference between a motivation and satisfaction. Now the most interesting part of motivation chapter is theories of motivation. I'm very much excited, and this question, theories of motivation, is applicable to all the competitive exams which you actually take over in your life. So today in the upcoming video, we're going to learn about these theories of motivation and in detail. Guys, theories of motivation is such an interesting topic, and please don't miss it. Stay tuned for the upcoming video. So I have to give some tips, right? Guys, it's not about the perfection, guys. It's the effort. It's the effort you make every single day, and the effort which you make every single day, that is where transformation occurs. And this transformation will help to bring out a change. So try to learn every day, try to make efforts every day in order to increase and get a transformation within you and get a change in your life. Thank you, and stay tuned for the upcoming video.